Hey guys, we're back at it again. Updating the whole Silverado. It's been a long time since we've done anything on this. I think last time where we left off was the motor blew up. Squirted piston, if I have it somewhere, it's right here. This one right here, melted, lovely. Blew it on, and blew it up. That one was the worst. The other one was slightly starting to melt, so I swapped them out. And apparently the whole reason for that was that why I kept blowing motors this whole entire time, 3 times, millions of times, whatever you want to call it, is because I put my return feed, my fuel, into my vent line by accident. Since I was running a stock fuel hat, which was my mistake the whole time. But now we have just drilled it right into the tank, put a bung in the tank, and just straight to the tank. Nothing stopping, no flow, nothing. But as you can see, we have some stuff done to it now. Motor is back together. There's no more turbo kit on it anymore. You see a turbo here. Me and my brother are doing a full custom kit. So it's gonna look pretty sick. We got a Holly high ram. Got it for dirt cheap. The best thing about Marketplace. We're doing an ICT billet, low alternator kit. We got 2200cc injectors, big boy injectors. I'm shooting for like 900 horsepower now. I was at 820 wheel. I'm just shooting for the 900 just so I can because the trans is completely stock still, besides the shift kit. But right now, we're just doing the power steering pump. We got the pulley off. You can see it grinded through it when I was getting the bolts off that pump. But I got it off with the special puller down there. But I'm going to reuse this one. Just going to clean it up because kind of ruined it a little bit. And we're going to get started to this. Like I said, this thing's mounted. That's on there. Little problem with the puller though. Sorry, my camera's a little dirty. These ICT billet low alternator mount kit are for like Camaros and Vets. They don't really fit on these stock blocks, 6.0 blocks, whatever you want to call them. I think it's the aluminum blocks that they come in the Vets or whatever. These are cast iron or something, whatever they're called. So they don't really have the holes where they used to have, like in aluminum blocks and different alternator. I'm using stock, so I'm going to modify it a little bit. So as you can see, just to me 2 bolts holding the thing. And then my brother's going to make a mount from here to here since there's that bolt right there. So we're just going to make a custom mount on the alternator since it's aluminum. And then, yeah, we got a lot of good stuff. Not using this turbo anymore. Going with a pretty much the same thing, just slightly better. This is a VS Racing, going for a VS Racing, but again, newer version. We're doing twin wastegates. No more of that exit there. It's going to be up front where that wastegate hole is. And then we're going to try to tee in the 2 wastegates together to shoot down to here. Not sure what's exactly the whole plan, but that's somewhat of it. And, yeah, so I'm going to get started on this. Sooner we get this done, sooner we can get it fired up. Alright, we didn't get too far yet. So it looks the same thing. We just ran to the store to get longer bolts because, again, modifying. Apparently won't fit, whatever. So got longer bolts. If you're trying to go off of my way, this video is for you. So here's stock bolts that will go into your the aluminum block if you're going for a Corvette. So here's your stock bolt that they give you. You have to go like this much bigger, and then you'll be able to stick out your alternator far enough so that it's lined up so your belt can go on it. And then you see that they need the spacer, which they give you. Should be in my pocket or not, wherever it is, right here. And show you that the spacer needs more spacer. So what you could do is you can grab washers, put them on, and put it on. Or since, again, Here's what the instructions say. So, see how an aluminum block, they have a bolt right there next to the balancer. So I'll show you right now. Again, see there's only one bolt, two bolt there, then there's a third one right there, but we have no mount down there. That's what this thing is for. So you could technically just cut this right in half, and it might be just perfect. So I might try that, but we'll see if we have any other things. This other spacer has to go for your power steering pump. Power steering pump, otherwise it fits amazing, to be honest. I bought the new reservoir, which is just a Camaro pump, whatever. Well, it's like $80 on Amazon. And it fits right up. Everything fits smoothly. The pulley is right aligned where it needs to go when I put it on. So everything of this says great. The alternator, not so well, because I gotta do whatever. Once you get that on, have a new water pump coming, because you gotta take this to right here, which is the CJSV style, the Corvette style, whatever it is. And then I should really pop that on. So this has to come off for the intake, which is whatever. We don't have the gasket that goes around this whole thing. So I have that ordered up from Jegs. And yeah, let's put this rest of the stuff on so that can be done. Alrighty, after hours, like hours of messing with this ICT billet, alternator, thingamajigger, whatever it is, this stuff is so annoying. Think I have a plan. Just buy the proper one. Obviously I can't return this because I already did my stuff to it, like grinding and cutting stuff, so it kind of sucks, whatever. Should have thought of it before, but it's fine. Alternator set exactly where it needs to be. That's on the money spot. Hopefully, you just gotta like make sure, fix that thread because it kind of stripped or whatever. Besides it all, I was wrong about the power steering pump, that, you know, it's gonna sit out fine when it won't, and we're gonna stay with that water pump. I was gonna switch to the CTSV ones, the Corvette ones, but we can't because we're staying with this kind of style. So we're gonna have to figure out something like that. But as you see, I'm gonna push this out. I have to pretty much push everything out because the kit is made for the CTSVs, whatever, makes it push in a lot. That's how their style is. But I have to push everything back out, so I'm gonna have to get longer bolts. Those longer bolts, and get spacers, push it out, screw it in. That'll be in the money spot. Everything will be great there, because everything pretty much like is great. My Holly hits this, so we're gonna have to do something about that. I don't really know what to do about that. I'm gonna try to figure something out. I don't know. Let's move this stuff out of the way. This stuff's annoying because just never can get it right. But I'm trying to build this truck properly because we have a whole bunch of stuff, a whole bunch of goodies. So this thing hits this. This sort of hits. So I could grind this down technically, the actual throttle body, like I did on the bottom right here before, for a different manifold. But do I really want to do that? No. Am I going to? Maybe. But let me pop it on real quick. So now intake is on, as you can see. It looks really good with this intake, you know, with this lowering kit, everything. Everything should fit up money, as long as I modify it as should be. The injectors are twisted. But, so it looks like it sits just fine. That one is off. This side's off, because this is hitting this right there. So like it's a problem because even if I cut that down, it's still gonna somehow pop this sucker on, which is no idea. Me and my brother were supposed to, or are going to possibly, is take this, put a 90 on here, make it out of metal, like stainless or whatever, maybe aluminum, and, you know, just twist it, make it nice and clean to here and shoot it out and go here or whatever it is. I was gonna get the alternator, probably the water pump for the CDC. Probably gonna cancel the order. Well, it's from AutoZone, so whatever. Cause they usually go right here. But again, that one sits in closer, so problem. So I'm wondering if I can just take this. Possibly I could take that. And I wonder if I could just take that and just go that way. So I wonder if I could. Just don't know. If I could, that'd be perfect. It would just be perfect, I guess. I don't know. Because that's all we need. That's all the room we need, just to make it just a slight more to sit farther back so that this hole can line up like that one. And it's literally like we just need that much. And then I might just make them my own tube line, which probably be sick. But yeah. And would you look at that? Heat it up a little bit with your torch. And you grab some pliers and just, it's already cold. Or got cold at least. Because they have like a glue in there, whatever it is. So hopefully, we just moved it and that's it. The glue's still gluing down there and it, how should I say, still holds water pressure. I'm hoping so. So since that's right there, technically, we also got to redo my injector wires because they're different plug. Because the whatever. But now, technically, oh, would you look at that? That fits beautiful. That fits absolutely beautiful. Would you look at that room? Okay, maybe that's too much room. Let me pop this off real quick. Alright, so now you can see intake set's a little cleaner now. Because this is whatever so you don't need to heat it up really hot. Try to heat it for a few seconds, take pliers, and just twist it. Don't give it all your force, because then you'll just twist it too far. So just, slowly pressure on it. And you can twist it. It was a little too far bent that way. So I twisted it back with the intake on it. Because I don't know if I'm going to redo this one to, the aluminum pipe. Or if I leave it this. I might leave it this. Just because, when you want to bleed the system, just bleed it there. But look, honestly, I have no idea. But we bent it back, so now we have room instead of it super far back. And so it's, sits nice and cleanish. And then this thing for this. Wait. Okay, so that's a problem now. The wiring is a problem here. So I don't like it sitting like that. So I might just move this. And just, that'll be right there, yes. Okay, so I might move. If I just extend the wires, it'll be just fine if I extend the wires. Because it looked like it just ends. So I don't want to extend them because it's kind of my thought about it. So I don't want to extend those wires. So I'm going to see if I can get some extra slack and, kind of go under it cleanly. But we'll see how it is. Alrighty, so we just bent it again, a few different spots. Because we got a little more room, and so the wire can sit under it. Again, the wiring is, you can see it's this one that's moving. There's not much of it left, so I don't want to really, cut it and splice it. Rather just leave it like that. It'll get more slack out because, some wires in the way. Alrighty, so we got intake. We have to pull back out because the map sensor and the boost thingamajigger for the brake. But we got fuel lines running to there somewhat-ish. We got to redo a few of them because the Holly is much lower. So that back one needs a 90. This one needs a 90. That one needs a 90. So 3 more 90s. Get this thing out because I'm pretty much wrapped up for this one. Alrighty, new day, new setup or whatever it is. So we left off was the certain team, whatever, the accessory things, whatever. Intake is bolted, 2 bolts for now, just so we can mock other stuff up, because I gotta wire that up or plug it in, whatever, a few things. But as you can see, we have a belt on this thing. I'm running a CTSV belt because that's kind of the kit, bracket kit, which is great. So as you can see, this is a little off, but just because it's loose, because once I pick it up, it goes right back where it needs to go. So like I said, we're shimming everything out, which is, so I picked up these from, your local hardware store. I'm gonna shim it out. I think these need to go a little more smaller, but then I can tighten everything up. That pulley's a pain in the butt. I wish I got the one with, wish I bought a different one with holes, so I can, screw it in without messing around. But besides that all, we got a belt on it, and everything is somewhat going pretty smooth. So we rethreaded those holes and all that. We just gotta, again, bolt everything up tight. Then we can work on, like, plumbing-wise, wiring-wise, and work on getting it fired up to get it outside. So the fuel lines, like I said, we need 390s to figure that out, which I have that's ordered. And then, yeah, but let me do that thing, the water pump, or whatever you call it, the power steering pump, and figure it out. Everything is ICT billet, like tensioners, ICT billet, pump, that's all ICT billet, which is pretty nice because it makes a nice shine, as you could see. So it's not too bad. Alright, so a little farther work. I know it looks the exact same, and it's already dark outside, but we got stuff done that is better for me. As you can see, those are torqued, those are marked. Same with these. That one, I need longer bolt for that alternator, which I'll get it tomorrow, but that's snug for now. It's not a really big problem. We have the power steering line on it now, so power steering will work. Pretty much everything is wrapped up for this. I just gotta get, again, one longer bolt, and my brother will weld that mount up when we do the turbo kit, so that's like later on. But after that, we can start doing the wiring wise for the injectors. Then we just wait on the fuel rails, the fittings, and we should be able to just plug up some wiring for the coils. And should be able to just fire this up, and should be able to just drive out of the garage to put on a trailer. But besides for that, right now we got to get this wrapped up so that this is done. It's been taking me way too long because I'm just trying to do it so it's properly done. I'm not trying to do it so that it's janked up. As you can see from this side, it looks literally like it was supposed to be on here, like it's properly built. That's my whole goal with this whole thing, is it's properly built. Same with the alternator. Those shims don't look all right just because you can see they're separate, but everything else is all right. The power steering reservoir, everything came out exactly how I wanted it to come out, which is perfect. And to do like this, how I did it, I just rethreaded the thingamajigger for longer bolts, unless you can get longer same thread bolts that you may find. I'm reusing my original pulley, so it's gonna suck if I need to pull it off again. Not really, pulled it off a few times, so it's pretty good, I guess. But besides that all, everything's pretty good on it. Like, it's actually about ready for me to put power steering fluid in it and let it see if anything leaks, which it shouldn't. The Revizor, whatever you call it thing, was really cheap. I think $90. Well, maybe not cheap, I don't know. It's for the LS1 Camaro or something like that. But I bent up my stock hose, so I just bent it back, so I just heated it up and bent it. Now I just gotta make sure it's all tight and everything, and then wrap that up, and then hook these up to here, or where is it? To the bottom right there. Same the other side. Once everything is up and my side is done, so that it runs and drives, then I can bring it to my brother's shop. He weld everything up turbo-wise and make everything happen. That's the real stuff, and this thing should go in the dyno and make the power it needs to make. Overall, it's truck is just coming out clean as I want it to come out. I think we might stay with this hose here just because it's the factory hose, unless we can make something work, but I don't really know. Besides that, I'm gonna get that all wrapped up like I said before, but this time I actually get it wrapped up so I can work on the wiring and the coils and whatnot, and wait for those fittings that should be here tomorrow. Alrighty, so we got pretty much everything done with this. We just gotta like take it apart, check over the stuff, make sure it's all tight, especially the alternator, because it's, I know I kind of stripped that bolt out like it was spinning. All right, so just gotta like, I have a better bolt to put in there, and we've got to just weld the mount onto there, which I'll figure that out when we do the headers. So but hook the battery, and the old girl is spinning over again, and what's it called, is the belt stays on. See, belt is still on, and it looks like we got some oil pressure, I think. I have no idea. I think it's a little dry, but yeah. Alrighty, so pretty much everything is kind of wrapped up, as you see. Coils are on it, fuel lines are on it. I gotta zip tie some stuff up. Belt's on, pumps on. Gotta do some work there still. Gotta pull back apparently a little more. It's fine, whatever. Not worried about that too much. I'm about to do the first startup on this. It's not gonna run great because there's still vacuum leak and there's no nothing on it. Straight headers, but you can see either blows up or starts up. So alrighty. I don't know if it's gonna start up. Kinda scared to start it. Let's give it a shot. Fuel pump. Let's go. Yeah, injectors are a little bigger. I can smell fuel. Injectors are a little big. Ooh, there's a fire apparently right there, because the 85 was on that thing. It's alright though. Yep, needs, I don't think it's gonna run on the trailer. Maybe. But that's pretty much it. Just gotta wrap everything up and be it for that. And then turbo gets next.